Good morning, Lynbrook. This is Mike Schindler, executive producer of Lynbrook TV, and Laura Ryder, volunteer extraordinaire in the village of Lynbrook. Welcome and thanks for helping us.
Thanks for having me, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here with you in beautiful downtown Lynbrook, USA for the 2014 Memorial Day Parade.
And speaking of 2014, we did a little research, and believe it or not, we came up with the fact that this is probably the 93rd annual Memorial Day Parade to be held in the village of Lynbrook. So we're excited about that. We'll tell you more about that as the parade progresses. But right now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Well, Laura, they're here, and this is the start of the parade. Always started by a Lynbrook Motor Patrol 565, followed by the Honor Guard. This is actually the Color Guard. A salute to our veterans, something that Lynbrook does extremely well. Would you agree, Laura?
I absolutely would, and we're so grateful and so proud for all of their sacrifices, not only to the servicemen and women themselves, but also their families.
And Pat Cardone, VFW, followed by the Long Island Marine Cadets. We haven't seen the Marine Cadets before at any other parades. Do you recall seeing them?
I have not, but we are sure happy to have them here today with us, Mike.
Sure are.
Long line in my family of Marines, Mike, and I remember my brothers dressing up like that on a daily basis.
All right, here's the Lynbrook Owl. That only means one thing, the Lynbrook High School Fighting Owls. And cheerleaders and the high school band. And we heard that whistle, and that means they're going to start playing. And here comes the Lynbrook High School kick line. Girls participate in performances around Nassau County. Followed by the varsity cheerleaders of Lynbrook High School. They look great, don't they?
They sure do, Mike.
All right, we have a short break in the parade, so we can discuss a few of the things that we referred to earlier on. And one of the things had to do with the fact that the Memorial Day Parade was researched by village historian John Matson and village administrator John Giordano, and they came up with some interesting information. We can start with the fact that 24 places claim to be the source of Memorial Day, but Waterloo, New York was declared by the U.S. Congress resolution and a presidential proclamation of LBJ to be the official birthplace of Memorial Day, holding their first ceremony on April 5th, 1866, marching with music to 3 cemeteries to decorate Civil War soldiers' graves. 2 years later, in 1868, Major General John A. Logan issued an order for the annual decoration of war graves on May 30th. In 1971, federal law made it the last Monday of May and extended the honor to all who died in wars. Here in Lynbrook, the first official decoration day, that's what it was called, in those days, it was not Memorial Day, it was Decoration Day. The first official Decoration Day parade took place back in 1921.
That's a long time ago.
No, you did not see me marching then. That's 93 years ago. Patriotic celebrations are not new to Lynbrook. Back when it was known as Pearsall's Corners in 1859, there was an Independence Day celebration complete with fireworks. So there you have it. I guess it's the 93rd official parade.
I'm happy to be part of it with you, Mike.
And here we have Assemblyman Brian Curran and his children.
And Trustee Thomas Atkinson, and I do see some future
Trustee Hillary Becker.
Becker.
Tom Atkinson was there. Mike Hawkhurst and Mayor William Hendrick, who's not facing us. He's happy with the crowd on the other side. I guess we don't rate. Alan Beach, Deputy Mayor, following along. And let's hear it for the veterans of foreign wars. These are the veterans that are riding in cars.
James Dillon.
James Dillon.
Front seat with some of his grandchildren.
Yes. Very revered person here in the village of Lynbrook, James. That's what it's all about. People like him who sacrifice so much for our country. We have to remember that the Memorial Day parade is really to recognize the service of the people that made us free. And now we're up to...
And here we have former Mayor Eugene Scarpato and his lovely wife, Virginia.
Jane!
They came all the way from Vermont back to the Lynbrook.
We're going to talk to them. Laura, talk to them. Go ahead.
Welcome, Virginia.
Oh, thank
Happy
you.
Memorial Day. And Jean, happy Memorial Day.
same
What a
to you.
pleasure it is to have you here in Lynbrook with us. Lynbrook is not the same since you left.
Oh my God, it's like a bad penny. You can't get rid of us.
We don't want to get rid of you. And thank you for
Nice to be
coming.
back. It was very nice.
Nice warm reception.
Oh, everybody loves you
We
both
feel
so
welcome. We get the Herald. We know exactly what's going on.
much. You don't miss a
You know,
trick.
Lynbrook, after 48 years, it's always going to be home to us.
And always be. And
Even though we
Lynbrook,
like what we have.
yeah,
this
of
is home.
course, of
Okay?
course. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
And you know you're always welcome here in Lynbrook, and
I
we're
know.
so happy to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Choking me up.
It's great to see them back again, isn't it? That's what Lynbrook is all about. All right, the Chamber of Commerce.
President Denise Rogers. Chamber of Commerce does so much for Lynbrook. Jeff Greenfield, member of the Chamber of Commerce, and maybe those are future members in the back of the truck.
All right, here's the Historical Society of East Rockaway and Lynbrook. They banded together and they do some great work. Art Matson, who provided some of our information on the 93rd birthday that allows us to say it's the 93rd annual parade.
Wow, these are fancy cars, Mike.
Yeah, Corvettes. Do you remember Corvettes back in those days? They looked like this. I thought cars were fantastic.
Way before my time.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd catch me. Got to be careful. Okay, here's the another Lynbrook kick line here. All the gals. And they are proceeding Lynbrook South Middle School. comes the Titans from the Lynbrook Youth Athletic Association, and they do lacrosse and wrestling. And who is it? Could that be Uncle Sam there with them?
I think it's
I think he looks like Richie
it's
Renz.
Richie Renz
I
disguised
think
as Uncle Sam.
I think it sounds like a Richie Renz. Yeah, I don't know how. Richie needs a shave.
Richie is an amazing Lynbrook resident. He's so involved in wrestling, and he's a coach he coaches lacrosse and wrestling, and we are lucky to have him.
I'm just looking over at the reviewing stand there. I see all the trustees have taken their place over there, and they're enjoying the parade. There's a break in the parade, so they're having a chance to discuss their performance and marching. Each year they get better because they get more practice, I guess, huh?
And Mike, here we have Our Lady of Peace School. And the honorary Grand Marshal is Monsignor William Breslowski of Our Lady of Peace.
A man we all love in the village of Lynbrook.
We certainly do. And Our Lady of Peace Color Guard. Followed by the Our Lady of Peace Twirlers. And here's a fun fact, Mike, that you may not know about me, but I was a Lady of Peace Twirler for 8 years.
I knew that.
My sister Jenny, my sister Katie, and I twirled away very proudly.
Be careful what you tell us. We might ask for a demonstration.
Sure. And here is Our Lady of Peace Band, marching band. In the Our Lady of Peace Band playing the drums. This is his last parade of his career. He's on to high school next year. And here is the Our Lady of Peace Brownie Troop, Our Lady of Peace Daisy Troop. Future Girl Scouts of Lynbrook. And we have the Lynbrook Baptist Church, and I see Pastor Bob carrying the banner. And I don't know if you've noticed, but on Earl Avenue, the Lynbrook Baptist Church has expanded and put in a beautiful basketball court and playground for their parishioners. And the Lynbrook Baptist Church Junior Ministry.
We have so many religious organizations in the village. It's a wonderful place to really live. You can practice any religion you want. I mean, it's just amazing, and everybody's got a group associated with it, like a support group. It's wonderful.
It's the beauty of living in America, Mike. Greatest country in the world.
Pro Sempre Lodge. Our staff member, Paul Mengazol, gave a salute. Paul's a member of it. It's the Italian Association in Lynbrook. Do you have any more stories to regale us with of organizations you belonged to when you were growing up in Lynbrook? What was it like?
Well, it was great living in Lynbrook, and I don't know if you know this about me, Mike, but I'm one of 10 children, so we were very, very busy, a real busy family. My brothers and their sports and myself. My sisters and I were twirlers. My brothers were in the band, Girl Scouts. My mom was a Girl Scout leader. My dad coached basketball. We were a busy family.
It's the kind of families that were the salt of the earth. That's what made Lynbrook such a great community, because there was such participation. I remember when I came to Lynbrook, I married a Lynbrook girl, so I came to Lynbrook. And I was amazed. I came from a small town in upstate New York that only had, believe it or not, 500 people. And so to me, Lynbrook was a metropolis, and I was, I wanted a small town, and that's exactly what I got, because Lynbrook really had a small town atmosphere.
Really does, Mike. And what makes Lynbrook so great are the people. It's a wonderful community to live in.
Okay. Whenever you hear bagpipes, you know it's the Glor Nagal Pipe Band. Ancient Order of the Hibernians from their Lynbrook Rockville Center group. And here are the members of the Ancient Order of Hibernians, Division 14, Rockville Center, Lynbrook.
And here we have Lynbrook North Middle School. Always amazes me how great little kids sound in the band. They do such a tremendous job.
Another very active organization in the village, the Lynbrook Elks. You can pass by them when you're on Hempstead Avenue going south towards Merrick Road. And that's a great organization. And there's Fran Becker from the Nassau County Legislature. And the members in the cars.
Fran Becker does so much for the Lynbrook community and all our surrounding communities. These cars are way before my time, Mike. Maybe you could talk a little bit about them.
Now look, Laura, there's no Model T yet. Now, one of the things you're going to see that I think Lynbrook is unmatched in parades when it comes to the groups that participate in the various leagues and programs at the Recreation Center. It's just amazing, all of the leagues and all the sports that they do. And so in a short time, you're going to see the street just covered with kids and the various teams that they belong to. We also have a lot of nursery schools, and one is coming now, the Intercommunity Nursery School.
Here's the future of Lynbrook, Mike.
Yes, it is. I love the faces of the little kids that hold the banner, you know, they're so cute.
They're very proud.
How did kids be in parades before wagons were invented? I don't know. Did they ride horses?
I don't. That was before my time.
There we go again with the time thing, Laura. It looks like two little ones. I can't tell whether they're in the parade or they just joined. I don't know. They're hopping along there.
Well, they're definitely having fun, and that's all that matters. It's what it's all about today.
This is true. And as I was speaking about the teams and leagues down at the Recreation Center, the first of which are just going to start to come into camera range now, and that's the Lynbrook Little League, okay, which is a kind of a massive organization. And as a matter of fact, I guess on Tuesday night, it'll be Lynbrook night at Shea Stadium, and they'll honor some of the Lynbrook people, and a lot of that is done through the cooperation of the Lynbrook Little League.
And it's quite an experience for our young baseball players. They get called out down to the field, City Field, and it's an amazing night, a great family event.
There they are. And there's Dave Smollett, Mike Solo, the whole group, followed by some of the kids. And my gosh, Laura, as I look down the street, this is just the Little League. It stretches all the way down to Atlantic Avenue here.
Limbrook Little League is one of the best Little League organizations on Long Island and one of the biggest.
I think there's no doubt about that. All you have to do is take a look at the amount of kids that are going to be passing by.
Boys and girls.
Absolutely.
Wow, you're not kidding, Mike. There's a lot of kids here.
And everybody's waving, having a good time.
And wearing their respective uniforms.
They see the camera. See, now they're really going.
I see that.
Maybe some future Laura riders in this group.
Perhaps. I know you've got your eye out, Mike.
I'm always looking.
Oh, they like the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of proud parents, might I add.
Oh, the parents are just, everybody's waving. They're waving back, the kids. They're pretty well disciplined, though, I mean, they're hanging in line, and they're not breaking step.
They're doing a great job for little kids, I have to say.
This is still Little League, believe it or not.
And Mike, here we have Grace Play School Cooperative. Some empty wagons and strollers, I guess they've decided to walk. Oh, aren't they cute?
Oh, that hat is adorable,
That's
on
adorable.
her. And Rue's Martial Arts. They've had a school in Limbrook, gosh, for a number of years now, and the kids seem to be into it.
Right, maybe they'll give us some karate chops.
They might actually stop and do a demonstration in front of the reviewing stand. They do that.
I think that's what's going to happen, Mike. And here we have Marion Street School.
I see.
And here is the Limbrook East Rockaway Soccer Club, which has grown in leaps and bounds the last couple of years. And they're happy to be here, Mike.
Here comes a big dog.
That might be the mascot, I'm hoping. He says referee. I hope he's not the ref.
Yeah, everyone would listen to that ref.
And here are our proud parents. Oh, look at those smiles, Mike. And here we have the Knights of Columbus, St. Mary's Maricela Council 2228. And some squires holding the banner.
And that beautiful American flag, that big American flag that they always take down the street, held by these great gentlemen.
our squirettes, Mike. The Knights of Columbus has their Squires program, who are junior knights.
And the Ladies Auxiliary of St. Mary's, Maris, Stella.
And these lovely ladies, they run the Squirettes program. And here we have Waverly Park School.
You know, talk about big banners, Laura. I haven't seen a banner that big.
Now that's good advertising, Mike, if you ask me.
Look at the one kid trying to hold it up while the adults are.
I think she's doing a great job.
I think she's doing a better job than they are. I mean, she's doing it one-handed.
This little guy made it through the whole parade. That's pretty good.
Well, it's scout time now. These are the Boy Scouts. This is pack number 85 of the Cub Scouts.
And hopefully these are our future Eagle Scouts, which is not an easy feat.
No, they do some fantastic projects. I know that.
They really do.
This is just all of the programs that they have for kids in the village. It's amazing.
Lynbrook is a great place to live, Mike. And here is West End School. And we have Girl Scout Troop 4099 and Brownie Troop.
Here comes 2177 of the Brownies. I see them coming.
And of course, nothing is possible, Mike, without the moms and dads.
Yeah, they kind of make this all possible, don't they?
They really do.
Now, I kind of like animals, so I kind of keep track of how many dogs are in the parade. You know, one or another.
Yeah, too.
I think this is number 4. I may have missed 1 or 2 somewhere along the way, but you know, all in all, because and it's amazing they're really well behaved. You know. Now there's a kind of a big break because the end of the parade seems to be approaching. I can usually tell by the amount of flags that I see, and I think it's probably the Lynbrook Fire Department, unless we've missed 1 or 2, and I don't think we have.
I don't think so, Mike. I think we've got everything.
The day has turned out to be really fantastic because the forecast was for really hot weather, and there's been some cloud cover here, and it's kept the temperature down, which is great for the kids and the parents too.
That's exactly what I was thinking. A few clouds is pretty good to block that blaring sun.
So now I'm gonna catch you before you say it, but there's an ancient fire truck that's coming up the street now. All right, it's been restored, and it'll come into view, and it usually heralds the beginning of the participation of the Lynbrook Fire Department. And the Lynbrook Fire Department has been around for quite a long time. It's got a great history. I can tell you a little bit about it while it comes. It said that Rescue Hook, Ladder, and Bucket Company Number 1 was the first organized company, and it started in 1879. And that was followed in 1900 when there was a formation of the engine company, and then Rescue Hook and Ladder joined with Engine Company in 1901 and became the Limerick Fire Department.
You must remember that crank horn when you were a little boy, Mike.
Oh,
Tell
sure.
us about it.
But I didn't have my license then, so that was okay. And this is an Aaron's Fox 1927 pumper. This has also been restored, and by Engine Company number 1.
Very impressive.
All right, off in the distance, I hear the Good Counsel Band, which always marches with the Limerick Fire Department. And here leading the parade, leading this division, is ex-Chief Ed Hines, last year's chief. And they always get that honor to lead the fire department.
Well, we're very grateful for their service. And Lynbrook has one of the finest volunteer fire departments on Long Island, for sure. Probably in the whole state of New York.
And here comes the color guard of the Limerick Fire Department. The department wins many tournaments and parades throughout Nassau County and even the state of New York. Let's hear the band.
Lynbrook Fire Department. We are very grateful for their service and their dedication to Lynbrook. And I see Janice Germain, who is the captain of Lynbrook Medical Company.
So Laura, that was the officers and then the men. And coming up now is the Ladies Auxiliary of the Lynbrook Fire Department.
And we have the Junior Fire Department. And I see Larry Bean, who runs the Lynbrook Junior Fire Department. Here are our future Lynbrook firefighters in training.
And now the apparatus, and you have the chief's car, I should say SUV, followed by 3 deputies. Lynbrook has a chief and 3 deputy chiefs. And I'll just finish off with the formation in 1908. Hose Company was formed. 1910 was Vulcan Chemical and Hose. Tally Ho began in 1911, an emergency medical company, followed in 1991. So Lynbrook Fire Department has a long history of formation. And the apparatus, this is our tower ladder, 427. That's quartered on Earl Avenue, Firehouse.
Trucks look great, don't they, Mike?
They always do. They can take excellent care of the equipment. The village gets the protection that it deserves from these firemen. And so 428 is another ladder truck. That's a 100-foot ladder truck. And now you have the pumpers that provide water for the hoses. This is Engine Company number 1. That's on Carpenter Avenue. If you see it, it's by the library. When you hear the sirens go off, that truck is coming out. And this is followed by Hose Company. And this truck is quartered on Blake Avenue. Hose Company number 1. This is engine 2, Vulcan. This is, I guess, one of the newest trucks right now. We have, I guess, another one on order and coming up pretty soon. The village tries to replace the trucks on a timely basis, and you can see the equipment is kept in perfect condition. And the guys took a lot of ribbing about this, but this is Tally Ho, our lime green fire truck, I guess, which was popular at the time, so they bought it. And they always take a lot of ribbing over the fact that it's lime green. What do you think about a lime green truck?
Well, hey, my mom always said that it's good to be different. Don't be afraid to be different.
There you go. Oh. You don't care what color it is as long as it gets there when you need it.
As long as it works and it does its job.
There you go. Now our ambulances, our medical. This is 425. This is our ambulance from the medical company.
And I think that was Kathy B.
I think so. I think so too. It's another ambulance. And the truck I have a lot to do with, the command post vehicle. This is the truck that provides lighting and command services at the scene of fires. It's staffed constantly and provides communication. And our extrication team, which come out with the Hearst tool and extract people from cars that are in accidents.
And I know over the years, Mike, they've saved many lives.
And this is an adjunct to truck company over here, 4288. Provides all the equipment that they need at the scene of a fire. And of course, let's not forget the fire police, because the fire police are there to control the scene of the fire. Now you come out here with me, Laura, and it's gonna be time for us to say goodbye. I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
I had a great time too. Another fantastic Lynbrook Memorial Day parade, and we couldn't have asked for better weather. What do you think, Mike?
Oh, I think it's great. I really think it's great, and thanks for stepping in and helping us out.
It was my pleasure.
Laura, I got to tell you, you've done such a great job for the village of Lynbrook, especially with the 9/11 Memorial. I can't let time go by without thanking you publicly for the great work you did, so that the village has one of the most outstanding monuments, memorials.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And that the 9/11 Memorial was completed in 2006 under Mayor Eugene E. Scarpato, and 19 of Lynbrook residents who we lost on that dreadful day are honored in that memorial, along with the only canine lost on 9/11, Sirius, and his partner, Officer Lim, lives here in Lynbrook, so the canine is honored as well.
I know that, Laura, and all the networks have come and shot our memorial whenever they do a piece on 9/11 and the memorials. It shows the great work you did. Let's remember that Memorial Day is really about honoring the people that served and gave their lives, and that ceremony will take place right after this parade down at the Doughboy Monument. So for Laura, myself, and the entire Lynbrook TV staff, have a good day.